Hair is often like the warning light on a car dashboard. When it starts thinning, breaking, or falling out, it's the body's quiet way of saying, "Pay attention, something needs your care." Now, I know how easy it is to brush it off, to think, well, I'm just getting older. But here's the thing. Age may be a factor, but it's not the full story. In fact, what you're about to learn could help you slow, stop, or even reverse that process without throwing money away on expensive shampoos, chemical treatments, or risky medications. For seniors and caregivers, recognizing this early can prevent years of discomfort, wasted money, and the emotional stress that comes from watching your hair and your confidence fade away. Because here's something most people don't realize. Hair thinning can be an early warning sign of deeper imbalances. Imbalances that, if caught now, can be corrected, not just for the sake of your hair, but for your overall health. And that's why today's topic matters more than you might think. Because today, we're talking about one of the simplest, cheapest, and most surprisingly effective remedies you probably already have sitting in your kitchen: the humble onion. Yes, an onion. Before you roll your eyes, hear me out, because this is where things get interesting. Holistic health experts, including the well-respected Barbara O'Neill, have been talking for years about the power of natural plant compounds to heal and restore the body. And onions? They are loaded with exactly the kind of nutrients your hair follicles are starving for. By the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly how onions can help restore hair health. You'll get a simple, step-by-step method you can do right at home. 2 surprising tweaks to make it even more powerful. And, most importantly, the one mistake that could make it completely useless. This isn't magic. It's not a fad. It's centuries-old wisdom backed by modern research, and it could be the turning point for your hair health. But I want you to do something before we dive in. If you're ready to take simple, natural steps toward better health, for yourself or for someone you love, drop a quick comment. Tell us how young you are. Because today, we're building a community of people who believe that growing older doesn't have to mean giving up on our hair, our health, or our hope. For centuries, onions have been more than just a kitchen staple. In Ayurvedic medicine and Old World folk remedies, they were used for infections, to speed wound healing, even to fight off stubborn skin problems. Our grandparents and great-grandparents may not have had scientific journals at their fingertips, but they knew what worked, and onions worked. Now, fast forward to today, modern research is catching up to what traditional healers already understood. The Journal of Dermatology published findings that are hard to ignore. In a controlled study, people who applied onion juice to their scalp saw remarkable results. In just 6 weeks, over 86% of them experienced noticeable hair regrowth. Compare that to the group that used plain water. Only 13% saw any improvement. That's not just a small difference. That's the kind of result that makes you sit up and take notice. Holistic health educators like Barbara O'Neill often remind us that nature is full of quiet solutions, if we know where to look. She speaks about the power of plant-based sulfur compounds for rebuilding tissues in the body. And onions? They're one of the richest natural sources you'll ever find. Sulfur might sound like just another nutrient on a list, but for your hair, it's like the steel beams in a building. It forms the backbone of keratin, the protein that makes your hair strong, elastic, and resistant to breakage. Without enough sulfur, hair becomes weak, brittle, and thin, and the follicles themselves can begin to shut down. But sulfur isn't the only gift onions have to offer. They're also packed with quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that helps calm inflammation around the hair follicle. That matters more than most people realize, because some hair loss isn't about aging at all. It's about your immune system accidentally attacking your own hair follicles. Quercetin helps shield them from that attack, giving them the chance to grow again. And here's something most people over 60 don't hear from their doctor. The scalp is home to its own delicate ecosystem, a balance of bacteria, fungi, and yeast. When that balance tips in the wrong direction, it can lead to dandruff, itching, irritation, and yes, hair loss. Onions contain natural antimicrobial compounds that help keep that scalp environment clean and healthy, without the harsh chemicals found in many over-the-counter treatments. Yet despite all of this, most older adults have no idea that something as humble as an onion could influence scalp health, strengthen follicles, and even help protect against the overgrowth of harmful microbes. Instead, they're told their only options are expensive salon treatments, prescription drugs, or hair pieces. But as we'll see in a moment, there's a far simpler and more affordable way forward. Our hair are made of a protein called keratin, and the main building block for keratin is sulfur. When we're younger, our bodies tend to have enough sulfur to keep those walls strong. Our ability to absorb and use sulfur from food drops. We don't recover from nutritional gaps as quickly. And slowly, without even noticing it, the bricks start crumbling, the hair starts thinning, and the structure becomes weak. That's why sulfur is so important for supporting both the strength and the life cycle of each hair strand. It helps your hair grow thicker, stronger, and more resistant to breakage. And it's not just about appearance. Stronger hair is a sign that the follicles are healthy, that the cells beneath the surface are working the way they should. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think hair loss in later life is simply genetic. They say, "It runs in my family, so there's nothing I can do." But genetics is only part of the picture. Nutrient depletion, like running low on sulfur, plays a huge role, and that's something we can actually change. This is why introducing raw onion juice to the scalp can be such a game changer. By applying it twice a week for 4 to 6 weeks, you're delivering a direct dose of sulfur right where it's needed, to the roots. It's like sending a fresh shipment of bricks to a crumbling wall so the repairs can begin. But sulfur is just one piece of the puzzle. Onions have another secret weapon, one that might surprise you. Think of quercetin as the bodyguard for your hair follicles. Its job: protect them from the forces that try to shut them down. Quercetin is a powerful plant compound found in high amounts in onions, especially the red varieties. It's anti-inflammatory, and that matters more than you might think. For some people, hair loss isn't caused by aging at all. It's caused by the immune system accidentally attacking the hair follicles, a condition known as alopecia areata. When this happens, the follicle becomes inflamed, the growth cycle is interrupted, and hair falls out in patches. Quercetin helps to calm that inflammation. It gives the follicle breathing room, space to recover, space to start producing hair again. And quercetin doesn't just defend, it also signals the follicles to get back to work. Research shows it can increase the growth signals at the root of the hair itself, helping those quiet follicles wake up and start producing again. Here's the misconception most people have about antioxidants like quercetin. They think antioxidants are only something you get through your diet, in fruits, vegetables, or supplements. But topical antioxidants can be just as powerful when applied directly to the area that needs them. In this case, your scalp. If you want to get the highest quercetin content from your onion juice, choose red onions. They have a richer pigment and a higher concentration of this protective compound than white or yellow onions. It's a small choice that can make a big difference in results. Now, what if I told you there's a way to make this onion juice even more potent? Naturally? A way to take these compounds and boost their effectiveness so your scalp can absorb them more easily, your follicles get more nourishment, and the results come faster? Picture this. You've already got the power of onion juice working for you. Rich in sulfur to rebuild, packed with quercetin to protect. But what if we could invite another natural champion into the mix? One that's been quietly proving itself in clinical studies, and happens to smell a whole lot nicer than onions? That's where rosemary oil comes in. In a 2015 randomized trial, rosemary oil went head-to-head with one of the leading medical treatments for hair loss. And the results? Rosemary matched it in effectiveness. Not only that, it improved scalp circulation, bringing more oxygen and nutrients directly to the follicles that need them most. Better circulation means better delivery of the building blocks your hair needs to grow. It's like giving your scalp a gentle wake-up call, a reminder that it's still capable of producing strong, healthy strands. Now, here's the part many people get wrong. They think essential oils are just about fragrance, something you put in a diffuser to make a room smell nice. But in reality, pure essential oils like rosemary carry compounds that can have measurable effects on the body. On the scalp, they can help reduce inflammation, encourage healthy blood flow, and create a more balanced environment for hair growth. The best part? It's simple. Just add 5 drops of pure rosemary essential oil to your prepared onion juice before application. Blend them well so every drop of that powerful oil is evenly distributed. This small step can take your hair remedy from good to exceptional. And finally, there's one more factor we have to talk about. It's not something you can blend, ferment, or bottle. It's something your body makes, or at least it's supposed to. And without it, no hair remedy, no matter how powerful, can give you the results you want. Think of your hair follicle as a seed. No matter how fertile the soil, no matter how much water you give it, without sunlight, that seed will never sprout. In your body, that sunlight is vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency has been directly linked to hair loss. And seniors are especially at risk, not because they don't value the sun, but because as we age, our skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight and our bodies absorb it less efficiently from food. Yet most people still think vitamin D is only about bone health. In truth, it plays a vital role in the hair growth cycle, helping follicles transition into their active growth phase. Without it, those follicles can stay dormant for months or even years. If you want to give your hair its best chance, make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. That can mean more time in the sun, safely, of course, or supplementation under the guidance of your healthcare provider. For many, a daily intake of 10,000 to 20,000 IUs may be appropriate, but this is something you should confirm with your doctor. Now that we've covered the science and the simple, practical steps you can start today, let's talk about why all of this really matters. Losing hair can feel like losing part of your identity. It's not just about strands on a pillow or a brush. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing a version of yourself that feels unfamiliar. For many seniors, it's a quiet, daily reminder that time is passing. And for some, it's more than just appearance. It's a reminder of illness, of stress, of chapters in life they'd rather not relive. It can chip away at confidence, at the joy of social gatherings, at that little spark you feel when you get ready for the day. And when you're already managing the changes that come with aging, this can feel like one more thing that's out of your control. But here's the truth, it's not entirely out of your hands. Natural remedies like the one we've talked about today put some of that control back where it belongs, with you. You don't have to rely solely on expensive treatments, harsh chemicals, or endless prescriptions that promise much and deliver little. This is about working with your body, not against it. It's about giving your scalp and your follicles what they need to function at their best, using tools nature has provided for centuries. And here's the encouraging part. Even one small change, applied consistently, can start a shift you'll see in the mirror. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to happen all at once. But over time, these choices add up, and you begin to notice that your hair feels stronger, your scalp feels healthier, and your reflection feels a little more like the you that you remember. Because aging doesn't have to mean decline. Not if we stay informed. Not if we stay intentional. And not if we keep looking for ways to nourish, strengthen, and protect the bodies we live in. This is about more than hair. It's about hope. Hope that we can keep thriving as the years go by. Hope that we can pass down not just wisdom, but health. And hope that, no matter what stage of life we're in, we can still take steps that make tomorrow a little better than today. Have you or someone you care for ever tried a natural remedy for hair loss? What worked for you and what didn't? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. So let's talk in the comments. Share your experiences, your challenges, even your questions. Because when we share, we learn from one another, and we build a community that's stronger than any one of us alone. If you found value in what we covered today, I'd love for you to subscribe to Senior Health Optimized. This is where we take health knowledge you can trust, strip away the confusion, and turn it into simple, everyday steps that you can actually use. No gimmicks, no overwhelming science, just clear, compassionate guidance for living your best years with confidence. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for caring about your health, and for caring about the people around you enough to learn and to share. Stay informed, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one.